Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I thought I would review the Cover FX Power Play foundation. I really want to get better and faster at reviewing foundations as they come out because, again, foundation to me is so important, the skin is so important, and I'm always on the hunt for a great foundation. And what especially caught my eye about this one, aside from all the other ones that I have that I could have reviewed, is that this does cater to olive skin tones. So when I was looking at the shades that they sent me, I noticed that one of them said G+, and I was like, what does the plus mean? What does that stand for? And I looked it up on Sephora.com, and anything with the plus or the G+ is for an olive undertone. Round of applause for Cover FX. I'm so excited about that because I'm always having to mix foundations to get an olive undertone. It's a pain in my ass, but I do it because if not, I can sometimes look more pinky in comparison to my body or pale. It's just, it gets complicated. I'm still gonna do that video for you guys. I know I've said that a couple times now, but I've been trying to outline that video so I can make it as clear as possible for you guys and not just do olive undertones, but also just how to mix foundations to find your perfect match. So I promise you guys, I'm gonna get to that video very, very soon. It is on the top of my to-do list. But for today, we are gonna be reviewing this foundation and doing a wear test. These are my favorite videos to do. I have created what I'm calling the skin series for now. I just wanted to play around with it and see what your guys' thoughts were. I uploaded a video, I think a week or two ago, on my face shaving routine, and I called it the skin series to see how you guys would react to it and if you like that idea or not. Now I'm also thinking maybe I should do a foundation series, but the skin series is meant to cover everything. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. For this foundation, I have pulled it up on Sephora.com, and I'm just going to read some of the more important points, not everything like I did last time because it can be a lot of information. I also really love the packaging of this. It's very compact. It feels like a plastic. You can squeeze it. It's not glass. I actually prefer that over glass. I find glass to be really difficult to travel with and can be kind of bulky. This foundation retails for $44 and you get 1.18 fluid ounces. It has 4 stars right now currently on Sephora.com. It is full coverage. It is for combination oily. It says it's a modern matte blurring foundation with weightless full coverage that provides sweat-proof all-day wear, long-lasting shine control, environmental protection, and a finish that will not oxidize. It's vegan. It comes in 40 shades, ultra-fine powders that weightlessly mattify without dulling or drying the complexion. Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that, Cover FX, because I am extra dry in this area right now. I am gonna be using the primerizer to prime, just in case. Fragrance-free, mineral oil-free, talc-free, gluten-free. I mean, all sounds good to me. P stands for pink, and neutral, G golden, and G+ golden olive, which is your girl right here. All right, so let's just go ahead and apply this to my skin. I'm gonna prime, like I mentioned, with the Smashbox primerizer. This primer just works with every single foundation, so it's a good one when you're trying out something new and you don't know if it's gonna work with the foundation or not. This one is a no-fail option. Actually, let me just pin back these faux bangs of mine. You know why I love these faux bangs is because, or what takes me the longest to style when it comes to my hair prior to filming is actually the baby hairs, because those are what makes my hair look undone, and I feel like these faux bangs just kind of cover them up. So I'm gonna be using G+40. It looks like a really good match. Let me swatch it on the back of my hand for you guys. It comes in a squeezy tube like this. It has a pretty thick consistency, really cream, well, not super, super thick, but just more on the creamy side. And that is G+40, which is definitely an olive undertone. And whenever a foundation is really creamy like this, I do like to dispense it on the back of my hand. And I go in with a kabuki brush and just really blend it into the skin and then use a beauty blender to further blend it out. Kind of missed my hand there by trying to look in the monitor. And then I just kind of start working it into the skin. The color match looks really good. I thought it was going to be kind of dark, but because of that olive undertone, it's actually blending in really beautifully. And even though I'm wearing bangs, I do want to test the foundation in the T-zone because that's where I get the most oily, especially right here. So gotta make sure I get some foundation on there. It's definitely a little more difficult to blend out because of that cream and also the matte finish, and it just feels heavier. If you're the kind of person that likes those very like fluid skin-like foundations, this is not gonna be one of them. It's definitely, it feels a little, not like heavy, it's just very, very creamy on the skin, and you can feel it pulling on the skin when you blend because of that consistency, and also I believe because of the matte finish. Why am I holding the brush? I'm like holding the brush so close. What am I doing? I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just really press it into the skin. Honestly, all the areas that aren't dry look like skin. It looks really fresh. The areas of my skin or face that are dry, like around the nose and chin, the foundation is clinging just a little bit, but I was kind of expecting that from a matte or really creamy foundation like that. Whenever I have dry skin, I tend to go for more of a fluid foundation. I just feel like it blends in with the dry, patchy areas really well. So aside from that, it actually does look really good. I'm kind of shocked because it was a little difficult to blend out. You guys saw I was kind of tugging on the skin as I was blending, and I wouldn't recommend a beauty blender with this foundation. I feel like it would give you a really heavy application because you would just be pounding that foundation on, and it almost would remind me of like spackling your face. I don't know, it just, this consistency works best definitely with a kabuki brush. Even a power brush, I feel like you would apply way too much. You really need to spread this foundation out because it is a full coverage. So you really need to spread it out in order for it to look skin-like and fresh like it does on my skin right now. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see it up close before I add concealer and the rest of my makeup. Looking at my skin up close, do you see how the cheeks look really fresh and still look like skin? But this area right here around the nose, do you see how it went on kind of funky? Oh my god, my nose hair. But do you see how it's kind of, it's catching on the dry, patchy skin, also my chin? Just a little bit, wherever I'm dry. But everywhere else where I'm not dry looks amazing. So, oops, what did I just do there? See, that's the problem I have with matte foundations or foundations with this kind of consistency. They're really hard to fix once they're on your skin. It's almost like they don't want to move, they don't want to budge. So fixing things like this, it almost starts to get a little more cakey versus using like a really sheer, hydrating, more fluid foundation. This is going to be my makeup for the rest of the day. Honestly, right now, the foundation looks flawless. It does. Once I added the concealer, powder, all of the color, I think that this looks really, really beautiful. At least it's translating beautiful on camera. In person, it does look flawless. It doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. Not at all what it felt like or looked like when it hadn't been set with powder. And I did use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Everything else that I have on my face, I'll link down below for you guys. I do have very similar tutorials on this look. It's pretty simple, just bronzer in the crease, nothing else, lashes, liner, blush. I think the true test with this foundation will be to see how it wears, especially in these, did I have lipstick on my teeth? Usually with all foundations, I start to see texture around this area later on in the day, but I have high hopes because a lot of you, when I did show this foundation on stories, DM'd me saying that you tried the foundation and it's like glue and that you really love it. It stays on your face. So we shall see. It is currently, let's do a time check so you guys know I ain't lying with this wear test. It is currently 11:33 a.m. Look how cute my little family is. It's 11:33. I'm gonna try and leave this foundation on as long as possible, and I will check in with you guys later. I am back after 8 hours of wearing this foundation. It is currently 7:36 p.m. It still looks really good on the cheeks and all the areas of my face that are normal and not oily or dry. The areas that are oily, the foundation still looks good, especially on the T-zone. It hasn't moved. It just looks a little more it looks a little more shiny than obviously when I started the day off, and that's pretty typical for me. But it did take a really, really long time for the oil to finally break through. I feel like just in the past hour or so, it finally broke through on the T-zone. So I could use a little touch up, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like untouched up, just being worn for 8 hours. When you look at the nose up close, you can see that the foundation is separating. Also on the chin, so any area that is really, really dry, the foundation had issues initially going on really smoothly, and now it seems to just be kind of coming off. I also feel like the nose has to do with me touching my nose. Whenever I do a wear test, I kind of forget that I have makeup on, and I aggressively touch my face, forgetting that I have makeup on. I have, however, come to the conclusion that it is pretty similar to the Marc Jacobs Shameless Foundation. I feel like it's a very, very similar formula where if you apply it incorrectly, you're not gonna like it. And it has that almost, that self-setting technology where once you've applied it, if you try to move it around, it doesn't wanna move, it can easily cake up. So it is a pretty finicky foundation. I wouldn't say it's the easiest foundation to use. Is it my favorite? I would say no, just because I feel like it was pretty difficult to apply. But once you have it on there and you have all your makeup done. It does look good, however, I just don't think it's the easiest foundation to use. I feel like the people that are gonna love this foundation are those of you with an oily skin type that has little to no texture, because like I said, the oil didn't break through until the last hour or so. So it does keep you shine free for a really long period of time. If you have any sort of texture on the skin, acne, dry patches, this foundation is gonna be a little more difficult for you to work with because it's gonna stick to those areas. It stuck to mine. It just took a little more blending. So I would give it a pass if you're dry or textured. I would give it a try if you're oily and have pretty smooth skin texture. I do want to applaud Cover FX for an amazing shade range. The G Plus Olive Undertones, that is incredible. I've never seen that in any other foundation where it has a dedicated olive undertone range. So I feel like I would almost continue using this just for the shade alone. This one color matched me really well, so I didn't have to pull any other foundation shades. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are if you have tried this foundation. Also, if you comment down below on this foundation and you've tried it, please also include your skin type. Because often people comment that they didn't like it or they loved it, but they never say their skin type. So include that in the comment section also, because I think that will be really, really helpful for everyone else reading the comments. And yeah, that wraps up this video. My eye is looking extra irritated if you follow me on Insta stories. You heard my woes about the redness. I have like a pinguicula. It's like a callus material growth on my eye from sun damage, but it's gotten really severe to the point where it's inflamed and red. I'm gonna see the doctor next week, so don't worry guys, but if you are concerned about how red my eyes are in this video, that's what's causing it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review and wear test. I am ready to wash this off after 8 hours. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, share it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.